what the book exposed. Now the truth hit hard, yeah, the story unfolds. We the dry bones breathing like Ezekiel told. And the prophets on the corners got the world on hold. You built your throne off lies, now your kingdom cracked. You erased our past, now we taking it back. Every record they destroyed, every name they had. But the spirit of the Lord put the truth on track. We the children of the covenant you tried to erase. Now the tribe link up Judah, Benjamin, and Levi in place. From Gad to Naphtali, the whole house in the race. And the nations feel the pressure, cause the curse gon' chase. So what you gonna do? We waking up, and the joke's on you. What you gonna do? We standing up, the curse is on you. Where the Israel ties by blood, it's in our spirit too. For all the tribes scattered worldwide, it's for you. We the ones in the ghettos, we the ones they oppress. We the ones in the scriptures, now the world confess. We the kings, we the priests, we the tribes blessed. And the angels looking down while they watch our test. We the people of the promise, not the ones they choose. We the ones they enslaved, now the script we use. We the lost sheep found, not the ones on the news. And the nation see the rise, now they look confused. They try to keep us asleep with the lies they selling. Try to bury our truth with the stories they telling. But the curses flip back, that's the book rebelling. And the chariots crack skies when the trumpets start yelling. What you gonna do? We waking up, and the joke's on you. What you gonna do? We standing up, and curses on you. Where the Israelites by blood, it's in our spirit too. For all the tribes scattered worldwide, this is for you. Rise up, Judah, rise up, Ephraim too. Simeon and Reuben, yeah, the tribes come through. Asher and Issachar, stand strong, be true. Zebulon and Dan, we await that clue. Got an athlete, yeah, the chosen crew. Benjamin in the light from the old to new. When the whole house rise like the word said too. Ain't a nation on earth that can stop this move. Just that moment in time where the slaves stand tall, where the kings wake up from the generational fall. This that prophecy fire that was written by Paul. This that end time rise, yeah, Babylon's wall. We the children of the covenant the world misused. Now the curse hit them with the pain we bruised. They stole our land, stole our name, stole our truth. But the Most High flipped the script, now the tribes break loose. Yeah, what you gonna do? We waking up, and the joke's on you. What you gonna do? We standing up, and curses on you. The Israelites by blood, it's in our spirit too. For all the tribes scattered worldwide, this is for you. No matter what you're fighting, you're chosen. And the righteous gotta endure. Yeah. Let that spirit burn. Keep it burning, keep it burning. Stay on fire, stay on fire. We gotta stay on fire. Brothers, stay on fire. Warriors. Sisters, stay on fire. Stay on fire. Yes, let's stay on fire. Soldiers on fire. Stay on fire. Stay never giving. Through nights through the tears and pain. We remain with the Lamb, every loss is a gain. We repent, we rise, we fight back every doubt. Cause the kingdom on the way in the world blacking out. Love your people, yeah, that's the greatest command. Lift your brother when he falls, so together we stand. Love your sisters with respect, cause they carry the flame. And we all keep the feast in Yahweh's name. We don't faint, we don't fold, we don't bow to no fear. We the chosen of the book, salvation is near. When it feel too hard, that's when you push even higher. Israel, keep your lamps lit, stay on fire, fire. Stay on fire, never give up, brother, stay on fire, stand firm, brother, stay on fire, shine bright, stay on fire, oh, stay on fire, stay on fire, stay on fire, yeah, yeah. Most of us. When the pressure come down, don't you break. Hold tight to the one who formed you. Yeah. Let your light shine. Keep that flame alive. He will strengthen you. Hold on, you chosen, you strong. Yeah. When your mind starts spinning, when your spirit feel low, open up the scriptures, let the word reload. Take the helmet, the shield, let the armor bite. We the soldiers of the book, we don't run from the fight. We got faith and works, both hands on the plow. Ain't no quitting for the chosen, not then, not now. Lift your head, stay strong, let the wicked conspire. But the righteous gon' burn with that Holy Ghost fire. Scattered but united by the flame. Every tribe, every tongue call you Yahweh's name. From the east to the west, let the sparks fly higher. We the saints of the Most High. We stay on fire. Don't let it die. You gotta stay on fire. Burning, brother, stay on fire. Endure, stay on fire. Fires up, stay on fire. Oh, baby, you gotta stay on fire. Stay on fire, brother, stay on fire. Stay on fire. Stay on fire. You gotta stay on fire. Brother, stay on fire. Yeah. Stay on fire. Stay on fire. Yeah. Stay on fire. Yeah. Yeah. A.O.I to the 12 tribe. Stand up. Israel in the building, don't fall down. Let me ask you something. Do you want that power over these nations? Do you want to rule? Let's go. Overcome, hold strong, stay true. Israel never fold, that's what the chosen do. Through the fire, through the pain, we remain. He that overcome with a crown is the name. Don't listen where you're down, but stay in your name. If you want that power over these nations, yeah. They try to break us with chains and lies. Change our name, but they can't change bloodlines. Scattered us wide, but we still divine. Every tribe got a spot when the truth gon' shine. We been sleeping in Babylon beds too long. Now the trumpet blowing got us back real strong. They say we crazy, say we do wrong, but obedience the reason why we lasted long. Tired of systems that feed off pain. Tired of fake gods and plastic chains. We ain't built up by, we built to reign. And the crown only come if you pass that flame. So I walk through hell with my faith unlocked. 10 toes down, yeah, my spirit won't stop. Devil try to tell me, tryna make me fly, but the Most High wrote my name at the top. Do you want that power over these nations? Do you wanna rule? Let's go. Overcome, hold strong, stay true. Israel never fall, that's what the chosen do. Through the fire, through the pain, we remain. He that overcomes with a crown in his name. Don't let sin weigh you down, stay your name. If you want that power drug dealer. Tryna get you hooked so you don't see clear. Every click, every vice, every lustful picture. All up set up just to kill your future. But I stay sharp like a warrior blade. God in my soul, I ain't trading my faith. Can't sell my birthright for minimum wage. I was built for a throne, out of prison or cage. Everybody want blessings and fame. They don't want discipline, order, or pain. They don't want laws, they just want the game. But the crown only come if you stay in this lane. So I fast pray, move with command. Read that word, keep my feet in the sand. Ain't no shortcuts to a rule in this land. You gotta overcome like the Lord planned. We want that power over these nations. We wanna rule. Overcome, hold strong, stay true. This one never fall, that's what the chosen do. Through the fire, through the pain, who remain? He that overcome with a crown in his name. Don't let sin where you down. Stay in name. If you want that power over these nations. Hold on, don't give up now. The crown come after the battleground. Stay clean, stay strong, stand your ground. You was born for more, don't let it drown. Hold on, hold on, hold on, hold on. Fighting's ready. Hold on, hold on. Do you want that power over these nations? Do you wanna rule? Do you want that power over these nations? Do you wanna rule? Overcome, hold strong, stay true. This will never fall, that's what the chosen do. Through the fire, through the pain, we remain. He that overcomes with a crown in his name. Don't let sin weigh you down, but stay in name. If you want that power over these nations.
Shalom, 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 my brothers and sisters of the nation of Israel, the so-called blacks, Hispanics, the Native American Indians, the Israelites that the Bible speaks of. Welcome, welcome, welcome to another end of the week Sabbath class. I'm your brother Ananias for A.O.I, the Awakening of Israel. And as always, it's an honor, it's a privilege to come before you each and every week to give you another uplifting and edifying lesson. With hopes and regards to teaching you something that you didn't know yesterday and to help prepare you for the things to come. So all praises to Yahweh by Hashem Yahweh Shai for the abundance of all things. Through his strength, sacrifice, and example, through his son, we are all able to be here today to be uplifted and edified in the spirit. So I'm trying something new today, brothers and sisters. Instead of doing it on Friday night, I'm going to try to do it on Saturday mornings, just to see how things turn out. But nonetheless, welcome, 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 brothers and sisters. It's an honor, it's a privilege each and every time we get the opportunity to come together in unity, to learn, to grow, to build. It's an honor. So I thank you all for tuning in. And for those, Lord willing, who will tune in later, appreciate you all. And Lord willing, you enjoy some of the music that we displayed at the beginning of the class. You know, that's some of the things that we've been working on throughout A.O.I. But nonetheless, welcome. And as we always state week in and week out, we want to make sure that we give credit to the Most High, but also remember to think and pray for our brothers and sisters of the nation of Israel on a day-to-day basis. You want to remember to constantly pray day in and day out for your brothers and sisters, because you don't know the mindset of our brothers and sisters. You don't know the things that they go through on a daily basis. On an overall scale, we do, but we must remember to pray constantly for our brothers and sisters and for the end of this wicked kingdom that we dwell in. You know what I'm saying? But nonetheless, brothers, remember to keep your brothers and sisters in prayer at all times and constantly be praying to the Most High and just for your own increase in all things, knowledge, wisdom, discernment, understanding, strength, and various other things, for increase nonetheless in the downfall of this wicked kingdom. But I appreciate you, brothers and sisters, tuning in as always. And we're going to dive right into it. Today's class is called The Collapse Has Already Started. Most people just don't see it. Prepare for the things to come. Prepare for the things to come. All right. You know, in this society that we live in, it's a lot of different things going on that keep us distracted, keep us dumbed down to what's really going on in society. But our job as A.O.I. is to awaken the minds of our brothers and sisters of the nation of Israel so that they can see what's truly going on, so that they can come out of the ways of this corrupt system that we live in, which is known as Babylon or United Snakes of America. You know, we have to learn how to purge ourselves from this society, turn away from the wickedness of this world and return back to the Lord to doing the things that are required of us as Israelites. You know what I'm saying? So I want to start off with the book of Revelation chapter 18, verse 2. All right, give me 1 second. All right, the book of Revelation chapter 18, I started verse 1. All right, and it reads, "And after these things, I saw another angel come down from heaven, having great power, and the earth was lightened with his glory. And he cried mightily with a strong voice, saying, Babylon the Great is fallen, and is become the habitation of devils, and the hold of every foul spirit, and cage of every unclean and hateful bird." So it's going into prophecy right there. This is something that's taking place as we speak. Babylon the Great is falling. Now, one of the things we got to take into consideration as to what is actually Babylon. And what is it talking about is within Babylon. All right. What is Babylon? What is modern day Babylon? Babylon is a place of a corrupt system. It's not just a place. It's a system that's been put in place. And it's a system that has spread across the four corners of the earth. You know what I'm saying? A corrupt system, a kingdom of confusion, a rebellious mindset, and a place built on oppression, greed, lust, pride, sorcery, and bloodshed. Now you might say, how is the home of the free, land of the brave, a corrupt system? Well, everything here is nothing but lies. Everything that is built on lies and deception. You know, for instance, the politicians or the politics of this society. You have different individuals coming out to your neighborhoods, communities. They're getting on your TV commercials. They having debates, whatever. They out in public, shaking hands and kissing babies, promising the community, the people, certain promises that they will not keep. You know, better housing, better education, better rights, more money. They promise all of these different things just to be elected to sit in these political positions, but end up lying or being deceptive and lying to the people. It's a kingdom of confusion because in this society that we live in right now, a man and a woman are having trouble understanding their own genders, their own races. They have things now where they say they have over 30 different genders, or they're asking questions like, what are your pronouns? You know, people don't even want to respond to being mother and father anymore, or male and female. They want to be called them and they and us and we. Confusion. A man doesn't know how to be a man anymore, and a woman doesn't know how to be a woman anymore. This is a kingdom of confusion, and they're trying to spread it all around the world. It's also a rebellious nation or mindset that comes with Babylon. You know, for instance, they leave control and thought to the child to make decisions. When the child doesn't know anything about what's going on in the world, they're a child. They're still learning and developing. But this society puts power or authority in the hand of a child when convenient. It's also a rebellious state of mind living in Babylon because they teach you to go the opposite of what the Creator, Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushua, had actually put in place for this world to be operated in or his people to follow. But they teach the otherwise. It's a place built on oppression, greed, lust. Oppression. God's people have been oppressed here in this land constantly for over 400 years. And this country is built on greed. This is why you see the US of A or Israel bombing other lands, snatching their presidents, invading and snatching their resources, because it's built on greed, lust. When you're in this society, what do you see? Mottos like sex sells. These are the things that we see constantly going on. Everything is sexualized or over-sexualized. It's a prideful nation. And it teaches pride. That's why everybody's walking around saying, I'm so proud of you. You know, have some pride. Take some pride in this. That's what this nation actually teaches. That's why I try to keep that word out of my mouth. You know, it's a nation built on sorcery, witchcraft. You know, you watch these different shows on TV, through the movies. You're listening to these different songs that are slowly but surely manipulating and molding your mind and the youth. You know, what we watch, listen to, and constantly be around, it actually shapes the way that we move. And we all know these things, but we get caught up in this land of sorcery and confusion, and we say we don't have time to actually do anything about it, or it's too big of a system or a monster to actually do anything about it. But it is something that we can do about it. And the Lord speaks about it in Revelation chapter 18, verse 4. Let's go back to it. And before we get there, go back to Revelation 18:2. It says, and he cried with a strong voice, saying, Babylon the great is fallen, and it is become the habitation of devils and the hold of every foul spirit. So understand that as well, brothers and sisters. In this land, in Babylon the great, it says it has a hold of devils, a habitation of devils, and the hold of every foul spirit. So everything foul that you could possibly think of: murder, manipulation, adultery, idolatry, anything you could possibly think of, guess what? It's going to be dwelling in this land. That spirit, that devil, is going to be dwelling in the land of Babylon. Every unclean thing that you could possibly think of, guess what? It's going to be operating in the system, in the realm of Babylon. I'm going to read on Revelation 18:3. For all nations have drunk of the wine of the wrath of her fornication, and the kings of the earth have committed fornication with her. And the merchants of the earth are waxed rich through the abundance of her delicacies. So all the different nations of the world have done what? Committed fornication. They have gotten in bed with America, with Babylon's system. They have said, yes, we'll do whatever it takes so that we can too make some money, so we can live deliciously. So we can shop, we can buy, we can vacation and do this and do that. For all nations, not just land masses, but all nations have drunk of the wine, drunk of her filthiness. And the merchants, meaning those individuals who shop, sell, and buy, and the merchants of the earth are waxed rich through the abundance of her delicacies. Reading on. Verse 4, and I heard another voice from heaven saying, come out of her, my people. Taking into consideration of what's being said right there. He said, my people. He didn't say all, he said, my people, meaning the Israelites, the so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, the Israelites that the Bible speaks of. Said, come out of her, my people, that ye be not partakers of her sins, and that ye receive not of her plagues. So we want to come out of the ways of Babylon. We are instructed to come out of the ways of Babylon. It's not optional. Say, come out of the ways of Babylon. Stop breaking the Sabbath. Stop eating the defiled foods. Stop being a whoremonger. Stop being a whore. Stop partaking in her sins, in witchcraft, because a lot of our sisters, they are partaking in witchcraft. They are openly and utterly walking around claiming to be witches, casting spells on brothers and sisters, on family members, claiming to be witches. They make numerous amount of shows about witchcraft. They push witchcraft. That's why this place is called the Great Horror Witchcraft. Paraphrasing. But we got to come out of the sins of Babylon and receive not of her plagues, because this place will be destroyed, brothers and sisters. So, just starting off, we understand what Babylon is. Babylon is a corrupt system. Even though it's a landmass, it's also a system that has spread worldwide. It's a rebellious mindset, and it's a place that has been built on oppression, greed, lust, pride, sorcery, and bloodshed. So we, as a people, we have to come out of the ways of Babylon. You cannot expect to get or go back to peace or go back to your own land or go to the kingdom still having the mindset of, I want to live in Babylon. I want to participate in that land. The same way our people had to come out of Egypt, we got to come out of Babylon. All right. Now, Babylon itself is a city that was built on blood. You know what I'm saying? On our blood and on confusion. Let me get the book of Isaiah 24:10. Book of Isaiah, chapter 24, verse 10. Make sure that you're following along, brothers and sisters, and taking notes, because these are the things that will help increase your spirit, increase your knowledge, wisdom, discernment, not only to help yourself, but to help those around you. Because people are going to come with questions. As time goes on and things get worse, they're going to have questions. They're going to want to make change. And it's up to you now to take time to learn, because as the scriptures say, we seek learning for those who seek understanding. So don't just watch these videos just to say, yeah, that sounded good. Don't look at it like a form of entertainment. Look at these classes as something that's been put together to help you to build yourself, to build your family, to build your nation of people, and to know how to move in the future. All right, so let's go to the book of Isaiah, chapter 29, verse 10. And it reads, for the Lord hath poured out upon you the spirit of deep sleep, and have closed your eyes. The prophets and your rulers, the seers, have he covered. This is the wrong chapter. It's like Isaiah 24:10. I knew it was something off about that. Isaiah 24:10. And it reads, the city of confusion is broken down. Every house is shut up, that no man may come in. There is crying for wine in the streets. All joy is darkened. The mirth of the land is gone. All right. So this city that we're talking about is Babylon right now. The Babylon the Great. The city of confusion. Keep that in mind. This is a land that's built on confusion, lies, deception. Nobody knows which way is right and what's wrong, what's good, what's bad, which way to move, left or right. This is a city of confusion. And that's not how the Most High operates. He's not the author of confusion. All right. So we automatically know by that he ain't ruling over this. Understand that. this earth, according to Job 9:24, is given into the hand of the wicked. Who operates? Who controls this world? Who runs the governments? Who runs Hollywood? Who controls the music industry? It's not us. It's not the so-called Chinese man. It's not the so-called Arab man. It's the Edomites, the Idumeans, the so-called white man, the so-called Jewish man. These are the individuals, the small hats. These are the ones who control this world and create confusion. The wicked. Understand that, brothers and sisters. All right. So from there, matter of fact, I got one more script. Let's go to the book of Habakkuk, chapter 2, verse 12. Book of Habakkuk, chapter 2, verse 12. And it reads, woe to him that buildeth a town with blood and established a city by iniquity. See that? That word woe, we constantly say, means destruction. To him that buildeth a city with blood. America, as we know, and a lot of these different countries were built off the blood, sweat, and tears of the Israelites. So destruction is coming to those individuals for doing so. And establish a city by iniquity and build their kingdom up with sin. That's exactly what Babylon, or America as you know it, has done. They have built this country off our backs while raping and robbing us and burning us alive and lying to us in the process, as well as to themselves, thinking that they are going to rule forever. And what they have done doesn't matter. It's all part of the plan. But the Lord got something else in store. So we learn what Babylon is. But why is it going to get judged? Why will it be destroyed? Well, we just read over some of it. Looking at this image right here, you understand that Babylon of ancient is not the same Babylon that's talking about in the newer, one of the other chapters of the Bible. You know, when it's talking about Babylon and Revelation, it's talking about a control system. The daughter of Babylon, Edom. Understand that, because ancient Babylon was not ran by Edom, but it is ran by Edom today. All right. The daughter of Babylon is the U.S., the UN, and their systems. That's how they keep things going. They create systems. You know what I'm saying? Their politics, TV programming, their biased or limited educational system. They fund the world with the and control the value of money through the IMF, the International Money Fund Foundation Fund. They control the value of money, and then their medical field system. This is why they have our people trusting in what they say rather than what's actually good and true. We trust in their money, in their system. We trust in their education and what they teach. We trust in what they put on the TV and believe what they put on the TV to be true. We believe in their politicians, their system, even though it's all built. All these things that we see, all of these different systems are built to oppress, control, divide the Israelite. Understand that. And by default, control the world. All right. Now, why will it be destroyed? Number one, because it's prophecy. That's how the Lord set it up. It ain't nothing we can do about it. It's nothing that I can do about it. You know, it's nothing that we can do to stop it. You know, nor should we want it. But number one, because it was prophesied to go down. Number two, because of the pride that it has. United States, they present themselves to be above everybody else. They got the number one military. They got the best economy, so they say. The best education, so they say. You know, pride. They don't believe that they can be taken down. And they put themselves on a pedestal where they think they're on the same level, if not above the Most High. Number three, because of the oppression of our people, brothers and sisters. She has scattered, enslaved, and persecuted our people, God's people, the Israelites that the Bible speaks of. And we all know the reason why she was able to do these things, or why Babylon was able to do these things. It's because of our rebellion as a people. But a lot of our people don't want to accept these things. But that's the truth of the matter. Because we went off and broke the commandments and wanted to be like everybody else, we end up being oppressed. All right. Number 4, idolatry, witchcraft, and deception. This is why America must go, because it pushes idolatry on a whole nother level and teaches us these things from the time we come out the womb to the time we die. Idolatry, they teach that, witchcraft, deception. That's all they do. Reading under it, it says, she leads the nations astray through false religion. There's so many different religions here, it's unreal. Through lies and deception. You can't tell what's true. Fake news, fake facts. In this land of deception, this land of confusion. Number 5, she must be destroyed because of the blood and violence that she has done throughout the earth. Going into other people's land, bombing them, raping and robbing them to steal their resources. Think about that. Got to go. And the Lord said the land can only be cleansed but by the blood of them who shed it. Paraphrasing greatly. She is drunk with the blood of the saints. Our blood. Who are the saints? The Israelites. According to what? Psalms 148 verse 14. Let me get that right quick. Because a lot of people read the Bible and they believe that the Bible is speaking to everyone and can't prove it. But we'll show you who the saints are right quick. And this is key, brothers and sisters. This is why you must take notes so you can have these precepts stored in your mind. So when somebody asks you a question or they come with a foolish doctrine, you're able to break it down and give the truth of the matter. All right. This is the book of Psalms, chapter 148, verse 14. And it reads, he also exalted the horn of his people, Israel, the praise of all his saints, even the children of Israel, a people near unto him, praise you the Lord. Proving to you what, brothers and sisters, that we are the saints. All right, going back to this image. So Babylon has been soaked and drenched in the blood and violence toward the saints of the Most High. That's why we got to come up out of this way. We can't continue to follow this system thinking that it's going to lead us to the promised land or that we'll be successful by following their ways. That's a lie. That's deception. That's witchcraft. Number 6, because of their greed. She trusts in riches, exploits the earth, and loves money more than God or people. Now, I heard a good quote not too long ago. It said the God that's on the back of the dollar bill is gold, oil, and drugs. The God of Babylon is gold, oil, and drugs. And that's true. They will go to war. They show you in your history books, even in the high schools. They had, what is they called? It just slipped my mind, brothers and sisters. Opium wars. They was going to war for drugs. They would show you that in the history books that they taught in school. They would go to these other lands, Africa, kill the people, had them, force them people to work in the diamond mines, diamond district, had them to go down there and risk their life to mine and dig out diamonds to sell to the rest of the world and give them pennies for them bringing out diamonds that they go sell around the world for millions. You know what I'm saying? Another thing on how they enrich themselves is through war. Through war, they make money, destroying other people's land, spending money on missiles and ammo. That's how they make their money. So Babylon will be destroyed because of these 6 different things right here. Prophecy, pride, oppression of the Israelites, idolatry, witchcraft, and deception, blood and violence, and greed. Understand that, brothers and sisters. So, moving on, we showed you in the beginning that the system is collapsing. The system is falling. You know, the collapse has already started. It's just that a lot of our brothers and sisters are not paying attention because they've been blinded by the ways of this world. They don't understand what's going on. Neither do they care. They more fixated on having a good time, making some money, sleeping around, doing what they want to do versus paying attention to the signs of the times. That's why at the bottom of that image right there, it says to wake up. Wake up, brothers and sisters. Wake up not only to yourselves, but to those around you. We have to wake up as a nation of people. And once we are awake, we have to stay alert, stay vigilant, stay sober. Stop getting high. Stop popping the pills. Stop getting drunk. Stay sober. And then once you understand the need to stay awake or alert, then you start to prepare for the things to come. Because a lot of our brothers and sisters, they ain't paying attention and they don't care about what's going to come. They don't even think anything is going to happen. They think everything's just going to bounce back. Gas prices going to go back down. Food prices going to go back down. Nah, hell, all you got to do is go back and talk to your grandparents, and they'll tell you how they used to be able to go to the store with $5, get a gallon of milk, a loaf of bread, a carton of eggs, some candy, some chips, and still have change. Here we are today, $1 can't even get you nothing in the store. $1 won't even get you nothing in the convenience store, the gas station. $1, let alone $5. I remember when I was young, I might be telling my age, but hell, going to McDonald's and these other restaurants when I ain't know no better. Back in the day, you used to be able to go in there and get a Big Mac meal for $3, $2.99. But today, hey, you paying $11 to $12 for that same meal. So it's not going to get better, brothers and sisters. Understand that. Inflation gonna continue to increase, but the money ain't. Understand that. All right. So the signs are showing us that it's going to continue to fall, but we got to pay attention to the things that's coming. These are the signs that Babylon is falling. You got a moral collapse going on. You got economic instability, division amongst everybody. Even in the politics, they got a heavy division going on right now. You got spiritual weakness and wickedness going on throughout the world, especially here in Babylon or in America. And you got an increase in fear. That's what the media promotes, fear here in this society. But you got these 5 things right here just to show you, and there's more, but I'm not going to list them all, but I'm going to show you 5 of them. You got a moral collapse where right is wrong, is called wrong, and wrong is called right. Let me get that right quick in Isaiah chapter 5, verse 20. Isaiah chapter 5, verse 20. This is what's going on in this society right now. For instance, the way we dress as a people, or that society dresses, because we follow the trends, we follow what everybody else is doing, just like we wanted a king to rule over us, just like the other nations. You know, when you read the book of Samuel. All right. But this is the book of Isaiah chapter 5, verse 20, and it reads, "Woe unto them that call evil good and good evil." There that word woe goes again, meaning destruction is coming. Mentally, physically, spiritually, and financially. Destruction is coming, brothers and sisters. Unto those individuals, to these different societies and nations, they call evil good and good evil. They put darkness for light and light for darkness. They put bitter for sweet and sweet for bitter. Think about that. Think about how society has changed in so many ways from when you grew up to what it is now. Especially if you 30 and up. You have seen in the last 30 years how this world has shifted. Everything that was good is considered to be evil now. For a man and woman to be married, that's considered to be evil. I ain't getting married. She ain't about to take my money. I ain't having no kids. I ain't getting put on no child support. I don't want to be a man no more. They got too much problem. I don't want to be a woman no more. They ain't strong enough. Everything that's good is now evil. It used to be an evil thing to see a woman walk in the street dressed like a whore. Now that's an everyday thing. Now majority of women walking around looking like streetwalkers. They got the eyelashes, which they have no history of where that came from. They got the wigs on. This is what streetwalkers, prostitutes, harlots used to do. And it was a shame that was attached to that person, to that individual, to those acts. But now these things are considered to be good. And they put darkness for light. Being part of the alphabet movement, that's now considered to be the way to be. When it used to be a shame. It used to be a mental illness, being part of the LGBTQ plus, all them different genders. It used to be a shameful thing. It used to be considered evil, darkness. Now it's the way to move. You got brothers and sisters trying to move in together, knowing that they don't like the opposite sex, but they trying to get some benefits. I forgot what they call that marriage, a lavender marriage or something similar to that. You got a gay man trying to move in with a gay woman so they can get some marital benefits, tax refunds, and all of this. And that's acceptable in society. You got all these different shows. One of the guys I used to like watching, Big Jaw, he got a series, a 5-season series. Talking about the lesbian homie series. A whole series dedicated to a man that got caught up dealing with a bunch of lesbians. That is a common thing in society now, especially among our people. That is now light instead of darkness. That's the thing to be instead of a mental illness. They put bitter for sweet. Just like we seen on the Epstein files. Them being over on this island with these kids and doing all these different things, that should be shameful. But ain't nothing happened when those records came out. It was a couple posts made, couple videos made, but hey, everybody kept pushing. Nobody was locked up. None of that. But you let somebody like Mike Vick go fight some dogs, you locking him up. They got videos, they got documented files with eyewitnesses saying and showing how the guy who's running the government now was actively participating in these things. Fondling the little kids, eating the little kid. Nothing happened. This guy got felonies, warrants. He still is able to be president. But you, on the other hand, Israelite man, woman, child, hey, ride down the street without having your tag renewed. Guess what's going to happen? You're going to get some time. You're going to get jammed up. Mess around and go to a restaurant and leave out without paying for what you just ate. You're going to get jammed up. But here we are in a society where everything that's evil is considered to be good. And we even follow behind it. And we justify it. We'll see a pastor and these deacons in these churches know he's sleeping around in the congregation. We make joke of it, still pour into the service or into the building week in and week out and justify his wickedness. He just going through some rough times right now. We got to have mercy. But to hear the truth of the word, you'll come up with every excuse in the book to say, nah, that's your interpretation, and cast the words of instruction behind you. So this is how we know, and this is why Babylon has to go, because they call the evil things here good and the good evil. All right, going back to this image. A moral collapse. I want to show this quick little video. Well, it ain't even a video, it's a post. This is something that struck me and blew my mind. This was on Instagram. It says a woman goes viral after throwing a who's the father reveal instead of a gender reveal. I'm team red, but my family team blue. So in this image, you see two men that have been sleeping with this sister. And she don't know who the baby father is. That's confusion right there. That's a moral collapse right there, bro. That's whoredom being promoted here. That's what's being pushed in this society. A moral collapse. That's why I got to go. I seen another image the other day. I wish I would have saved the video, but it was a sister having a gender reveal, and the baby father didn't show up, and she started eating the damn Plan B pills, cussing him out. Oh, you don't want to show up? I'm gonna eat these pills. Ain't gonna be no baby. Ain't gonna be no gender to reveal. This is what we dealing with in this society. This is how evil and unmoral our people have become. This is gonna be a new thing in the earth, brothers and sisters, where they having who the father revealed rather than hell, this ain't nothing new. This is just two men who actually decided to take this picture and show up to this event. But hell, we've been watching it since the 90s, and where they had Jerry Springer, Maury Povich. They had different women come out there and saying you are not the father, and they act crazy on the stage. This is nothing new in the earth, but it's being promoted more and more and more heavily throughout the earth. Heavily, not heavenly, heavily. All right. So that's a part of that moral collapse. Economic instability. You got the stock market crashing, the inflation rates rising, everybody increasing in debt, but they ain't being able to climb out of that debt. You know what I'm saying? And I'm gonna show you some things that's going on in the world right now. All right, give me a second and play this little video. Where it is? All right. Now, this is going into the economic instability right here.
With this, aisle after aisle of folding chairs. And look at this store.
Come on now. What they doing?
The shelves filled with giant plastic piggy banks.
Every single aisle has these piggy banks here.
Nope, it's not the latest craze. They're decoys.
These is at
It's
Walmart.
a tactic many stores are using to fill empty shelves.
What we got going on? It's locking, Israel. Wow. I don't know what they got going on. But nonetheless, that's just one thing that's showing. What? Let me put it back on the screen. Let's see if he played this time.
Experiencing major shortages of pretty much everything due to the supply chain crisis.
What a supermarket is trying to do is hide the fact that there are shortages. They don't want to scare consumers at all.
Shopping expert Phil Lempert says there's method to the madness. Empty shelves can spark panic.
They also want to prevent hoarding from taking place the way it did in the beginning of COVID.
This store actually covered their empty shelves with a giant image of packed shelves. Fake food covering up empty shelves, tweeted the shopper who spotted the ruse, so people won't notice the cupboard is bare. And this drink's fridge sure looks full, but open it up, it's practically empty.
Wow.
Other stores are using a different tactic, spreading out the goods they have an abundance of.
They're taking frozen pizza, for example, that maybe just you saw one of before, and now you might see 6 or 7 of them over a bigger area to hide those empty shelves.
Another example, moving cartons of milk to the front of the shelf to make it seem full.
We better get used to it. We're going to see higher prices, we're going to see more shortages, and frankly, we're going to see retailers try even harder to be able to mask the fact that their store is empty.
See that, brothers and sisters? So I know a lot of us, we love to shop. and we go in there with specific purposes and whatnot. But now that you understand and see these things, when you start going into the store, start paying attention to the things on the shelf to see. And we can see in this image, you see the little rollback sign, that's in Walmart. So they lacking on the product, and they filling the shelves with product that should not even be there to try to cover it up. Cover up what? The economic collapse that's happening. I'm gonna give you another one right there. Willing this one play. Everybody should have been aware of this that just happened a couple weeks ago.
Lines have been canceled, and you can see here at the backdrop at Terminal B, it's completely empty. The airline has cited spiking jet fuel costs spurred by the war in Iran as a reason for finally going under. This morning, 5 flights out of Boston and 3 flights into Boston have been canceled. The company has had money troubles for years, filing for bankruptcy twice since the pandemic. Other airlines are offering to step in and help. As of 3 o'clock this morning, all flights with Spirit Airlines have been canceled. And
you see that this is a major airline that has collapsed. A major airline. Now, there's countless different things that you can look at throughout society that will show you that it's an economic collapse happening. You have all these major stores that have closed. I mean, just pay attention to the restaurants in your area, in your neighborhoods. You know, you got Burger King's closing down. You got Wendy's closing down. Kmart been went under. Big Lots. Bed Bath and Beyond. You know, a lot of these stores are closing down that you would have never thought would be closing. You know, due to the will of the Lord, basically. That's what it boiled down to. But a lot of these different companies are falling or crashing. And we have to be aware of these things. You can't just sit around and just continue to go to work and shop and do this and that and not pay attention to the signs of the time. You know, it's showing you an economic instability. Stock market keep crashing. Keep crashing. The housing market is going up and down. The gas prices up and down. The price of food up and down. Your job wages up and down. Hey, that's not stability right there. Then you got division and hatred. You got people turning against each other. Families, nations, and communities are being divided. Especially us realizing that we Israel and moving in that mindset or in that spirit, you're going to start to see a division. This truth is going to divide you from your family, so to speak, because you realize what's going on and how you're supposed to be moving. You ain't going to have no choice but to divide yourself, because the ways of this world is enmity with the Lord. So you ain't going to be hanging around individuals that's constantly wolfing down pork and shrimp, crab, and lobster. Why? Because you know how destructive it is, and you ain't going to be sticking around like that. They don't want to hearken to the words of the Lord. They're going to keep breaking the Sabbath, celebrating wicked holidays that they know are not true. You have to distance yourself. Not that you don't love them, but the actions show otherwise of how they deal when it comes to this world. So it's going to create a divide. The Lord told us in the book of Matthew chapter 10, verse 34, that he didn't come for peace, but rather division, to have a man at variance in his own household. It's going to be division within your own household, especially in Babylon the Great, because majority of our people don't know anything about this truth. So they are conditioned to think one way, to celebrate Christmas, to celebrate Mother's Day, Father's Day, to celebrate 4th of July. And they don't know any history behind it. And those that do know the history, they still celebrate it just off of pure ignorance or that slave syndrome type mindset. Also, you're going to have spiritual weakness. Spiritual weakness. Truth going to be rejected. Faith going to grow cold. Even the love toward one another gonna grow cold because of the things that's going on in this society. Come on, man. And we end up trusting in this guy, this damn devil. All of them. We trusting in what they do and think that what they do is beneficial to us. And they laughing at us. Coming up with more plans to keep us dumbed down, distracted, out of the loop, confused, divided, in everything that we do in life. These individuals. It's more, it's just these are the ones that are more relevant to everybody. Everybody know their faces. You know, you got your Bill Gates, your Jeff Bezos, your Elon Musk, your Bidens, your Obama, you know, your Bill Clintons, your Bushes, your Nixons, you know. Everybody confused but loving these images or loving these individuals, justifying their wickedness. That's how we know that this system has to crash, has to go down, you know. Let me go to James chapter 5 right quick. Try to move a little quicker. Spending too much time talking. But it's to teach, brothers and sisters. It's to teach. Got to give you the ins and outs. I can't just scripture on top of scripture and don't break it down to you, you know. Go to the book of James chapter 5 right quick. Economic instability. James chapter 5 verse 1 through 3 says, "Go to now, ye rich men, weep and howl for your miseries that shall come upon you." These same individuals, they ain't feeling the pain right now. They laughing, they having a good time doing what they doing. They ain't having no rough times, really no trials and tribulations. They ain't being punished yet. Says verse 2, "Your riches are corrupted and your garments are moth-eaten." Not only the political figures, the religious leaders, but those who are in control. Their riches are corrupted. They have gotten riches through corruption. You know? And that's what they teach. That's why you'll see brothers doing whatever to get their money. I'll break the commandment to get it. I'll kill my own people to get this money. That's corruption right there. I'll lie to the masses in church and tell them you don't have to keep the commandments no more. Give them a feel-good speech just so they can fill my pocket so I can ride around in that new car in my mansion and have respect in the community because I lied to them. Your riches are corrupted and your garments are moth-eaten. There's holes all through it. But our people, they love it. But being awakened to this truth, brother and sister, hey, we got to see things for what they are. That's how the Lord set it up. He didn't wake you up for no reason. He woke you up for you to follow along, to see the details, the devil in the detail, to see the corruption in this land, the deception and lies that it speaks and has built this land on, how your people being oppressed, you know. So we seen video with fake food, fake items put on the shelf to cover up their losses. You know, you see major airlines closing down. You see banks closing down, jobs laying off folks left and right. You know, hey, we got to pay attention to the signs of the times. It's only going to get worse, which is why we got to prepare for the things to come. All right. Hey, and Christ spoke about these things as well. Let's go to the book of Matthew right quick. Yahushua spoke about these things to come. Even though it was prophesied in the old so-called Old Testament, hey, he spoke about it as well. Let's go to the book of Matthew chapter 24. All right. I'm going to start at, I'll start at verse 4. Matthew chapter 24, verse 4. And it reads, "And Yahushua answered and said unto them, Take heed that no man deceive you." Don't be deceived, brothers and sisters. "For many shall come in my name, saying, I am Christ, and shall deceive many." Now you might want to ask yourself, who coming in his name saying that white image for one? Caesar Borgia. That's another Christ being brought to you that deceived many. That image was pushed all around the world. It was a law put in place. You can read that in the book of Wisdom of Solomon. How that image became a god and was forced on people to believe in it. Christ is saying, beware of these things. Don't be deceived by the image or the message that they push through that image. Verse 6, and ye shall hear of wars and rumors of wars. See that ye be not troubled, for all these things must come to pass, but the end is not yet. So all these different wars that we done seen in the earth in the last, I'm going to just say for myself, the last 40 years, these things are supposed to take place. For nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom, and there shall be famines and pestilence and earthquakes in diverse places. So it's going to be famines in places you would have never thought. Walmart being one of them. Pestilence, earthquakes. You're going to have earthquakes happening in places that you would have never thought possible. In diverse places. Pestilence, diseases. They coming. More are going to continue to hit the earth. You see it. What they just had on that cruise ship not too long ago. A haunted virus. Talking about it came from rat droppings. Yeah, all right. You had the C-19 that hit the whole world. You got cancer. You got HIV. All these different things is spreading around the earth in different diverse places. Verse 8, it said, all these are the beginning of sorrows. It's just the beginning. But the fall is coming for Babylon. You know what I'm saying? So that's part of that division, that hatred, that economic collapse, all of these things taking place. Right before your eyes, brothers and sisters. We just got to be paying attention to what's happening. All right? Now, let me go back. And let's see. That's not the image I wanted. Let's see. Where is that image? Bear with me. Because once we know what Babylon is, there you go. All right. We know what Babylon is, why it's being judged, and seeing it fall. We got to understand what's going on. We got to prepare. And we got to understand what will happen to the unprepared. Knowing that this kingdom that we dwell in right now is going to fall, how should we be moving? In what manner of spirit should we be moving in? How should we be thinking? How should we be acting? How should we carry ourselves? Because in these last days, fear going to expose weak faith, and the pressure that's going to come with it going to expose fake discipline. You know what I'm saying? And as you see in this picture right here, in Proverbs chapter 24, verse 10, it said, if thou faint in the day of adversity, thy strength is small. It's Proverbs 24 and 10. So in these last days, you're going to have to decide what side you're going to be on. You're going to be a fearful individual who crack under pressure. You can't fast because you're hungry. You don't know how to move when chaos strikes. Hey, you're going to be on that side classified to be spiritually weak. But in these last days, knowing that this society, this system is going to fold, it's going to fall, it's going to crash, we got to be building ourselves up to make ourselves spiritually strong. We got to build our faith up, build the spirit up, build ourselves up with real discipline. Because I did a video, a short, a while back, explaining how when you become disciplined, that builds power. And power is what changes things. So in order to be strong, you got to build your discipline up, build your strength, your power up. When you're hungry and you're disciplining yourself through fasting, hey, that's going to build up a dependence on the Most High rather than your own understanding. And when chaos break out, you're going to know how to move, because that's what the scriptures tell you. When you understand when you keep the commandments, it's like when you keep the commandments, you're going to give you understanding in all things. So you're going to know how to move. You read the testimonies on how our forefathers and foremothers had to move in certain situations. That's going to teach you how to move, how to speak, how to carry yourself, how to get control of your thoughts. So when hard times come, you're going to have to decide, or you're going to be put in a situation to either be spiritually weak or spiritually strong. And if you keep falling and running and fainting in the day of adversity, whenever things don't go your way, you didn't get that raise, you didn't get that vacation day, he didn't do the thing that you wanted to, or she didn't do what you wanted her to do at that time, or you fixed this and something else went down, and you like, man, the hell with it, I quit. I try to tell them, I try to tell him, and they don't want to listen, and you give up. If thou faint in the day of adversity, brothers and sisters, realize thy strength is small. Things don't go your way, thy strength is small. You see death coming, death is inevitable, death will happen, but when it happens, you lose all control. You see it happening, and when it happens, you lose all control. You don't know how to think. You don't know how to move no more. You're walking around like a damn zombie. That ain't how we got to be. That is not how we move, brothers and sisters. That's why the Lord got us in this grace period right now, to get ourselves together, to build ourselves up daily, all day, daily. Not when the mood hits you. Oh, you know what? I feel like reading today. You know what? I feel like watching the video today. I got some free time. Nah, the hell with it. Reading every day is discipline. Building your spirit up every day is discipline. Exercising is discipline. Taking notes, reading is discipline. A lot of us, we don't want discipline. That's why we quick to point the finger, but won't point the finger back at ourselves and say, what do I need to get better at? How can I improve myself? How can I improve those around me? Now, a lot of us just think about our own little world. We can't get nowhere thinking like that, Israel. We got to expand. We got to change. We got to improve. That's what the scripture's for. Romans 15:4 say what? All things that are written for your learning. For your learning. Why read day in and day out and not get the message? Not apply it. Not meditate on it like the scriptures tell you to. Why watch videos and movies and not get the message out of it? Why just listen to music just to bob your head? You're not getting the message. Why are you trying to dress a certain way to get attention? Why you ain't looking at society for what it is? When you scrolling on your phone on these platforms, why you ain't looking for knowledge? Why you just looking for mess? Why you not looking for different ways to improve your life, your mindset, those individuals around you? Why are you constantly pointing the finger? Why are you constantly being spiritually weak? I can't do it anymore. I don't know what to do, man. You're not even seeking the answer out. You're not even trying. I don't know what to do. Are you trying? I tried this. You haven't tried every avenue. You're just making an excuse. When hard times come, what you gonna really do? If Babylon shut down right now, you can't go to the grocery store. You can't go to your McDonald's and your damn Popeye's chicken. What you gonna do? You don't know how to hunt. You don't know how to grow nothing. You don't want to go outside and do nothing and fish, nothing. What are you going to really do if Babylon collapses? These are the questions you need to ask yourself. You know? Because when things happen and it don't go your way and you faint and you just give up. Oh, my back hurt. I can't go to work. My tire on my car flat. I can't do this. I just lost my job, so I'm just gonna quit doing everything for my family. Nah, you spiritually weak, brother, sister. Get it together. If you watching social media and videos and movies all damn day and you ain't building yourself up, something wrong. All right. So basically, what I'm saying is, when this thing happens, you being unprepared is going to expose you. It's going to expose you. So how should we be preparing, brothers and sisters? Great question. Great question. Prepare spiritually as an Israelite by building real faith. You got to pray daily. The scriptures tell us in Psalm 55 to pray 3 times a day. A lot of us, we ain't got time. You got time to hit that alarm button. You got time to pray. You got time to go in that bathroom and sit on that toilet, get in that shower, brush your hair, brush your teeth, comb your head. You got time to pray. You got time to sit there and iron your clothes out, warm your car up, make sure your phone charged. You got time to pray. You got time to scroll and put videos on your messaging all day, sending to people all day. You got time to pray. You got to build your faith up, real faith. You got more faith in your jobs than you do in the Most High. That's sad. You call yourself a repentant Israelite, but you trust in your job more than you do the Most High. You trust in these doctors and hospitals and politicians more than you do the Most High. Prepare spiritually as an Israelite. Prayer daily. Say prayer or pray without ceasing. So like that means constantly. Reading to feed your mind with the word. Stop feeding it with garbage, pranks, jokes, wicked ass songs, wicked movies and shows. Read. The Lord tell you in Revelation 1:3, blessed is he that readeth. You'll be blessed when you read, whether the Bible or any other instructional book, history book. You're going to be blessed. You're going to learn. Fasting. You got to do that more often. That's going to humble your flesh. It's going to build you up. So when that Babylon system crashed, those grocery stores crashed, that McDonald's ain't letting you in there, you'll be able to go without eating because you've been practicing. You've been preparing. You got to discipline yourself. Control your body. Discipline yourself. Go walk. Go ride a bike. Try eating once a day instead of 3 times like the evil enemy told you to. Discipline yourself. Set a schedule. I'm going to read 1 chapter a day until I can get to 2, to 3, to 4, to 5. Practice saving your money. You know, every week I'm going to put $100 to the side. At the end of the year, that's $5,000 you can save. Next year, try to go for 2. At the end of that year, that's $10,000 you can save. You know, you got to discipline yourself. Repentance. Turn from your sinful ways. You a person that like to gossip or backbite, murmur. Hey, practice barring your mouth, keeping your hand over your mouth. You know? You practice breaking the Sabbath. Hey, practice not breaking it by putting your money to the side, bit by bit, so you don't have no reason to go break the Sabbath. You know, you're not teaching, building your family. Hey, put a set aside time to the side to do so until you can get it in better rolling. Probably ain't the best way to say that. Till you can get it in a better motion or a better system. Start somewhere. Like I made a short on all labor is profitable. That's what the scriptures say. All labor is profitable. Start somewhere. All right. So we got to design or prepare ourselves spiritually. Matter of fact, let me get there. I wanted to show something else, another video right quick. Preparing yourself spiritually goes a long way. Let me get go to Luke. Let me play this video first. Let me get it set up. Play this video. Yeah. Now I probably showed this beforehand, but man, disregarded being an Edomite, but the message is strong nonetheless. All right. Check it out.
For a new farm hand for his ranch. Gentleman comes in, applies for the job, comes highly recommended. Farmer asks him a very simple question: why should I hire you? Farmhand looks at him and says, I can sleep through any storm, no matter how severe it is. Farmer, so incredibly surprised by that answer, says, you're hired. A couple weeks go by. He's awoken one night by one of the most horrific storms he's ever heard. Winds blowing, thunder, lightning. He jumps up in a panic, runs out to the field to tend to the horses, and finds the horses are not there. So he goes inside the barn, and the horses are covered up with blankets, doors closed, locked in, and he thinks, oh my God, the tools and the tractors. So he runs out to the other side of the barn and finds that they're all tucked away and secured down and safe. So then he goes in to find the farmhand, and he sees that he's sound asleep. And in that moment, he realized what he meant, that he could sleep through any storm. In life, success only looks effortlessly. In fact, a lot of people would call it luck. But in life, luck is when preparation meets opportunity. When you realize that yesterday's preparation equals today's success, you too can sleep through any storm.
See that? It's a powerful video, and that's what I was saying about earlier. When you searching and scrolling on social media, you should be looking for content that's going to help build you up, build your mental, so that you can help others in that situation and to help mold yourself and your own spirit. But what it was going into was how to sleep through any storm, how to prepare so when the storm comes, you're not in panic mode. Oh, what do we do? What do we do? Nah. Prepare first, so when the storm hit, you're not in chaos. You're not running around like a chicken with your head cut off. And another phrase that you'll hear in the world is, if you stay ready, you ain't got to get ready. Right? All right, now let me show you this in the scriptures, because that's exactly where they got this from. Go to the book of Luke right quick. Book of Luke, chapter 8. We're going to go down to verse 22. Luke chapter 8, verse 22. And it reads, now it came to pass on a certain day that he, meaning Yahushua, went into a ship with his disciples, and he said unto them, let us go over unto the other side of the lake. And they launched forth. But as they sailed, he fell asleep, and there came down a storm of wind on the lake, and they were filled with water and were in jeopardy. And they came to him and awoke him, saying, Master, Master, we perish. Then he arose and rebuked the wind and the raging of the water, and they ceased. And there was a calm. And he said unto them, where is your faith? And they being afraid, wondered, saying one to another, what man is this? What manner of man is this? For he commanded even the winds and water, and they obey him. So this is why it's important for us to read the scriptures, brothers and sisters, because Christ was left as an example for us to follow out. And one of the main things he kept teaching the disciples was to have faith. If you got faith the size of a mustard seed, you can move mountains. Where is your faith? That's what he asked them. You on a boat with me. What makes you think that if I'm on the ship, if I'm riding with you, just like Yahushua is with us today, what makes you think he gonna let you go under? Got to have that faith. And why couldn't they get out there and speak to the wind and calm it down? Why couldn't they see what was actually going on? Where was their faith? And what did they do at that time? Let me see, it's just the one I want. They fainted in the day of adversity. They were scared as hell. But at the same time, can't be mad at them because they went to the Father, as the scriptures told us, not to the Father, but to Yahushua. They went to him just like it's supposed to be. You're supposed to go to the Father, to Yahweh by Hashem Yahushua in our times tribulation, trial and tribulation. They went to the Lord as we supposed to. So they weren't wrong in that fact, but the fact that they didn't have faith to stand against that storm shows them to be spiritually weak. So this is why we have to build ourselves up spiritually. Day in and day out, brothers and sisters. We see things coming down the pipeline. We know how to act. And we also know when a storm comes, it's going to be sunshine on the other side. Storms don't last forever. They are temporary, just like pain. But you got to push through it. Even if you go into the gym hitting them weights. You on a sports team, you working out, practicing. You get sore arms, muscles, whatever it may be. You got to fight through that. You got to keep pushing through that. You know what I'm saying? But this was a good story to show you how that story, that video we showed you earlier about sleeping through the storm actually came out of the scriptures. Think about that. All right. So next, I want to go to back to this image. You not only want to pray for spiritual or mental or physical gain or economic gain or financial gain, you want to prepare mentally as an Israelite as well. You want to pray for these things and you want to prepare these ways. Prepare in this fashion, Salak. You want to prepare mentally as an Israelite to train your mind for the hardship. You know, and the scriptures tell us these things. All right, let me jump to that right quick. Go to the book of Sirach or Ecclesiasticus in the Apocrypha, chapter 2. The Lord tells us how to move at all times. That's why we got to read the book of Sirach or Ecclesiasticus, chapter 2, verse 1. And it reads, "My son, if thou come to serve the Lord, prepare thy soul for temptation." This is a classic precept, but it's a very powerful precept nonetheless. If you come into this truth knowing you are Israelite, coming to do the will of the Lord, hey, prepare your mind for temptation to come, wicked thoughts to come from that flesh, from this world, to try to turn you the opposite way. Some people ain't gonna hearken to what you got to say. That's gonna tempt you to want to quit. Things ain't gonna go your way. That's gonna tempt you to want to quit. If thou come to serve the Lord, that's a decision you got to make. That's why I say if. Prepare thy soul for temptation. And do what? How do you do that? How do you prepare your soul for temptation? By doing this. Set thy heart aright. Get your mind right. And constantly endure. And make not haste in time of trouble. Very simple scripture, but deep and powerful nonetheless. You got to set your heart right. You got to get your mind right. You had past traumas and dramas. You got to deal with that day in and day out. You can't just say it's there and not work on getting rid of it. You can't have problems constantly in the same situation and you ain't changing. You've been married 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 times and you keep blaming the other individual. No, you are the common denominator. You have to work and examine yourself. Work on yourself and examine yourself. Get your mind right. Use this as an example. You trying to, one of your life goals or one of the things on your bucket list was to climb to the top of Mount Kilimanjaro. Now you've researched, you've seen how tall this mountain is. You've seen in videos how people have died trying to get to the top of this mountain. But also while you've been watching these videos, you've learned is safe spots. It's different things that you can do to help get you to the top, to do the thing that most people have not even dreamed of doing or been able to perform. So what do? You got to get your mind right. You start studying, seeing what others have done, what others went through. Where they fell weak, you will fall strong, or you will surpass them by being stronger. You know when you get to high altitudes that the air is going to be thinner up there than it was when you was at the base of the mountain. So you got to practice on different ways of breathing techniques, meditation. Same thing with the scriptures, with life. You got to examine the matter. You got to examine yourself. Am I physically strong enough to make it to the top of that mountain? To make it through this problem that I'm dealing with? I know I am, because I know the Lord told me that he ain't going to put nothing on my plate that I can't overcome. That is not common to men. So anything that we try to go after in this life, Most High said it's not enough. I mean, it's not too much that we can't overcome, especially when he's with us and we got faith in him. So, brothers and sisters, you got to set your heart right, get your mind right, and constantly endure. You get yelled at work, at home, hey, endure that. Learn from it so it don't happen again. You had an accident, learn from it. You know, you gaining weight, learn from that. What am I eating that's making me gain this weight? What do I have to do to lose this weight? Why I don't have no confidence in myself? You got to examine yourself day in and day out, you know. Mentally, let me get another precept. Let me go to Sirach chapter 5, verse 15 right quick. The book of Sirach chapter 5, verse 15. Now, being prepared mentally, what does that mean? Another classic precept, but everybody sometimes forgets these things. Ecclesiasticus or Sirach chapter 5, verse 15, and it reads, "Be not ignorant," meaning lacking thereof, "of anything in a great matter or a small." So learn, brothers and sisters, daily. You don't have to be an expert in it, but you need to have some understanding in all things. In all things. Now, you know, I'm going to get to this. Let me see. Jeremiah 29:5. Because here in this land, in Babylon the Great, the Lord never told us to be dependent upon Babylon. He never told us to be dependent on them, but depend on him. But while we were here in the land of our captivities, he wanted us to do something. Go to Jeremiah chapter 29. And this is one of the things that our people have forgotten and fell away from. Jeremiah chapter 29, verse, let me see. Start at verse 4. "Thus saith the Lord of hosts, the God of Israel," not the God of everybody, but the God of Israel, "unto all that are carried away captives, whom I have caused to be carried away from Jerusalem unto Babylon." Let's see what the Lord said. "Build ye houses, and dwell in them, and plant gardens, and eat the fruit of them. Take ye wives, and beget sons and daughters, and take wives for your sons, and give your daughters to husbands, that they may bear sons and daughters, that ye may be increased there and not diminished. And seek the peace of the city, whether I have caused you to be carried away captives, and pray unto the Lord for it, for in the peace thereof shall ye have peace." You see that powerful scriptures right there. So we all know we in the land of captivity. That's nothing unknown. We already know we in the land of captivity. And for those who don't know, those that are new, as so-called Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, we are the Israelites who have been scattered and carried into all lands and all nations all around the world. And the Lord did these things because of our rebellion. But in these different lands, the Lord told us to build houses and dwell in them, meaning live in them. Plant gardens. Plant gardens. What did we just read in Sirach chapter 5, verse 15? "Be not ignorant of a small thing or a great thing." Stop being ignorant, brothers and sisters, and learn how to grow your own food. Because we know in this land that everything is defiled. Everything in this land is defiled. Esau, Babylon, these scientists, they are doing what? Tampering with everything. They tampering with the clouds. They tampering with the water. They tampering with the meats. The different foods got all these different GMOs and chemicals, preservatives. They messing with everything, the vegetables. They putting pesticides on everything. changing the DNA of everything. This is why the Lord said, plant gardens and eat the fruit thereof. Stop being dependent on Babylon. Stop being dependent on your neighborhood Walmarts, your Publix, your Winn-Dixies, your damn Krogers, your Piggly Wigglies. Stop being dependent on these damn grocery stores, your McDonald's and Wendy's and Burger Kings and Popeyes and churches, your Wing Outs, your Wing Stops, your Wing Express. Stop being dependent on garbage. Start planting your own gardens. You don't have to have a big yard to plant a garden. They've shown you these things. Get buckets, get totes. Plant your gardens. Start eating the fruit thereof. Stop being ignorant. I ain't got time. Nah, stop making excuses. Because if the doctor told you to lose 100 pounds so you can live another 40 years or die in the next month, guess what the hell you're going to be doing? You're going to be learning how to plant them gardens, how to lose that weight because you want to live. That's how you got to treat every day, brothers and sisters, like you want to live. Stop waiting on the doctor to tell you what to do in your life. That doctor living their own life. They just decided to try to help you in yours. But it's up to you to do what's necessary. So if you had a decision to make, how am I going to live for myself and for my family? Are we going to continue to live, or are we going to die trying to chase the ways of Babylon? Or are we going to do what the Lord said and come out of the ways of Babylon? Got a decision to make. So we learning right now, you got to build yourself up spiritually, mentally, physically. Got to do that as well. Build yourself up physically. Let me go to first. I'll get there in a minute. How to prepare physically as an Israelite man or woman. Your body matters, brothers and sisters. A weak body can become a burden during crisis. You got to move, you got to run, you can't. You out of shape. This hurt, that hurt. You have to prepare. The Lord got herbs all over this earth to do what? Help you with your ailments. We have to prepare. We can't be, I ain't got time, I'm tired. No. You got time to do everything else. You got time to heal yourself. You got time to read. Stop making excuses. Because that sleep that you getting all the time, it ain't helping. Because you ain't doing the other things that go along with it. Fitness. Build your strength, your flexibility. You ain't got to go to the gym. You can just use your own body. Do your push-ups, your standing curls or crunches, jumping jacks. You can do that. Even if you weighing 400-500 pounds, you can do these things. But you got to have it up here first. You got to build fitness, endurance, develop endurance to help you be able to deal with hardship. Health. You got to eat clean, stay hydrated, care for your body naturally. You know, stop trusting in Esau and in Babylon's system. What it say? Emergency readiness. Be prepared with supplies, training, and a plan. Got to constantly work on that as well. You should know about all the storm shelters around your area, the different lakes around your area where you can feed yourself if Babylon collapse. Think about that. Sleep discipline. Esau tell you you only need 8 hours. You don't even need 8 hours. But when you do get to sleep, you need to be disciplined in it. You can't be sleep 4 hours here and then 4 hours there, 4 hours there, 4 hours there. Nah, that's not discipline. You got to take the time and get it in a design structure, so to speak. Keep your body regular. Learn some essential skills on how to build yourself. You know, physically, build yourself up. Train your body, fuel your body, prepare your body, restore the body, and protect your body. 1 Corinthians 6:19, your body is the temple. Got to take care of it, you know. Next, prepare financially. I pray this day in and day out, brothers and sisters, for not only my household, but for the nation of Israel to prepare. I ask the Lord to build us up spiritually, mentally, physically, and financially, day in and day out. This is key. I'm putting these things on the screen so you can look at it, write down notes, screenshot it, whatever you got to do to help yourself prepare. Because this is the way that we living, or that we did live versus the way we should be living. You see the brother on the left right there. Just buying just to buy. Overspending, don't even think. Chasing luxury. Chasing what? Chasing vanity. That's what Babylon trains us to do. To overspend, depend on debt, to chase luxury, and ignore preparation. You know, trying to do things we ain't got no business doing. But on the other hand, to go against Babylon, you're going to save, you're going to learn some skills, you're going to prepare, and you're going to build stability. You're going to cut out the Burger King and all that. You're going to change your diet. Why? Because it matters. You got to build yourself up. A fool and his money going to soon depart. There is treasure to be desired, but a foolish man spendeth it up. Keep this in mind, brothers and sisters. All right. Let me get this next image. The next thing we got to do is prepare in unity. As an Israelite man, woman, and child, we got to unify. That matters more now than ever. The Lord set it up that way. Let me get it in Zephaniah 2:1. Zephaniah chapter 2, verse 1. The Lord never meant for us to do this on our own. A lot of us feel we can just do it on our own. That's going against the commandment. Zephaniah chapter 2, verse 1, and it reads, gather yourselves together, yea, gather together, O nation not desired. Talking about Israel. Before the decree bring forth, before the day pass as the chaff, before the fierce anger of the Lord come upon you, before the day of the Lord's anger come upon you. You said that twice. Get yourselves together. Before the Lord come get you, before that anger of the Lord be kindled against you. Seek ye the Lord, all ye meek of the earth, which have wrought his judgment. Seek righteousness, seek meekness. It may be ye shall be hid in the day of the Lord's anger. That's why we got to gather ourselves together. A lot of people, they don't want to deal with this. You know, they come up with all these different excuses to separate themselves. You know, hey, we got to gather ourselves together. That's unification. Unity. Gather yourselves together. It's not just feast days. We got to gather together in all aspects of life. We got to bear one another's burdens. We got to build and grow together. We got to train together. You know, this is a commandment right there. Unity. These other nations know that, and they have taught us to be divided. Unity will matter more now than ever. You know what I'm saying? Build together. Support one another. Train together. Share wisdom. Protect one another. As iron sharpen iron, so a man sharpen the countenance of his friend. Proverbs 27:17. That's why it's important for us to get together, brothers and sisters. Stop. I don't like being around this person. Nah, get together. Get together. All right. So we got to build ourselves up as a nation of people. What? Spiritually, mentally, physically, financially, and in unity. And when we do these things, let's see. Some of the things that we got to put in place is what? Training your body with limited distractions, weekly family meetings, budget checks, skill training, weekly or monthly fast together. But mainly, we got to read. Read. Revelation 1 and 3, that's to be blessed. 1 Timothy 4 and 13, that's give attention to read. That means make it intentional. John 5 and 39, Christ said, hey, you search the scriptures for eternal life. That's where you learn how to get these things, how to seek righteousness, how to do the things that are pleasing to the Lord. You got to read. Acts 17:11. They searched the scriptures daily. They didn't do it once a week or whenever I had an off day. They searched the scriptures daily, brothers and sisters. You know? So if Babylon collapsed tomorrow, you got to ask yourself, what weakness would expose you? Are you spiritually prepared or just emotionally inspired? Yeah, it feels good today. It's the Sabbath. Happy Sabbath, Shabbat Shalom. Are you doing the things you're supposed to be doing on the Sabbath? Or are you doing a complete opposite? Or are you only doing certain things on the Sabbath? Think about that. Are you really building yourself up? You know, as the scriptures say, the more you keep the commandments, the more you're going to grow in his knowledge, wisdom, and discernment. You know? Are you dressing the correct way all the time? Or you only do it on the Sabbath? Are you talking and building with your brothers and sisters, or you only do it on the Sabbath? Are you reading, or you only do that on the Sabbath? You gotta ask yourself these things. Another thing, especially for you men, but it's for all Israel. Would your family be able to survive hard times mentally or spiritually with you there or without you there? It's a hard question to ask right there. Think about these things. So I say all that to say what? Knowing that this world is getting ready to collapse, that we living in, and the scriptures tell you that. You can go to 2 Ezra chapter 6, verse 9. It tells you that Esau is the end of the world. Jacob is the one that followed. Knowing that this world is going to collapse, where's your mind at? Where's your preparation at? Are you building? Or are you just going through the motions? You know, what's really upstairs? Let me get one more scripture right quick. Let me go to Psalm 91. Book of Psalms, chapter 91. We're going to read 1 through 7, I believe. Psalms chapter 91, verse 1. He that dwelleth in the secret place of the Most High shall abide under the shadow of Almighty. The secret place is in the scriptures, brother. Sisters. The secret place of the Most High is in the scriptures. And when you do these things, you're going to basically abide, live under, be protected by the shadow of the Most High. I will say unto the Lord, he is my refuge and my fortress, my God. In him will I trust. Not society, not your politics, your politicians, not your doctors, not these wicked teachers in these school systems. In the Lord, you're going to trust. He is your strength, your protection, your fortress. Surely he shall deliver thee from the snare of the fowler and from the noisome pestilence. We read earlier that the pestilence coming. Christ spoke about it. He shall cover thee with his feathers, and under his wings shalt thou trust. His truth shall be thy shield and buckler. His truth meaning the word. Yahweh, the word. It's going to be your shield and your buckler. Your shield and your sword. Thou shalt not be afraid for the terror by night, nor for the arrow that flieth by day, nor for the pestilence that walketh in darkness, nor for the destruction that wasteth at noonday. 1,000 shall fall at thy side, and 10,000 at thy right hand, but it shall not come nigh to thee. See that? So we need to understand that way. When we dwell in the word, in the secret place of the Lord, he's going to be protect us. Think about that, brother and sister. Babylon's fall is not the end of the righteous. It's the beginning of separation, purification, and deliverance for the righteous, for Israel. So, are you spiritually prepared or ready to deal with the fall of this or this collapse of this country? You know, think about that. And on that note, I'm your brother Ananias for A.O.I, the Awakening of Israel. Appreciate you, brothers and sisters, tuning in as always. Want to give all honor, glory, and praise to Yahweh by Hashem Yahweh Shai for the abundance of all things. Most important, another day, another week, another Sabbath, and another opportunity to teach and grow and build with you, brothers and sisters. So I appreciate you all tuning in as always. And on that note, I say shalom, shalom, peace and greetings to you all, and I'm out.